right, all you devils out there. Well, here we go. Another Friday. Another freak out. Okay, well, it's understandable, right? And I don't want to make light of anyone who's experiencing pain from drawdown here or they've been liquidated. I don't really. I mean, certainly people are getting hurt here. Now, I would propose to you that it's just looking at this on a long-term basis. I've got a weekly chart up here. Does that suggest freak out? Or is it doing pretty much exactly what you might have anticipated? I know that's. I don't mean to be pedantic about it, but I mean, if it when we were right here, right, and you're like, oh God, oh well, maybe it'll come down here. Maybe we'll get a pullback here. Where does it usually go? Oh, maybe it'll come back to the. If we're lucky here, maybe we'll come back to the 23 to 38. Maybe we'll get a break. God, I know, right? And then it happens, and what? Oh, let's get you out of here. Now you're terrified of it. You're afraid to buy it. Well, that's a good way to not participate in what may be one of the most obvious Elliott Wave counts ever. I will say this. There's a couple of people have been putting this one in my ear that this just makes for a cleaner count. That if we go 1, 2 here, we can do 3, 4, 5. So we get a cleaner, which we do. We get a cleaner. And I mean, this is deep, right? It's iffy, right? But it's slightly higher. It gives you the 3, 4, 5, right? The 5 swings that you'd look for in that impulse, and that may be it. I don't know that it matters really. It just, if it makes you feel better, why not? You're not invalidating the count. And then we've got a couple of levels down here. So let's go down to a daily. All right. Well, this is clearly this, right? We've got a couple of areas here. Let me use just here, we'll just do it this way. Well, let's do that section of it right there. Open it up a little bit. I mean, I really didn't even have to draw this here. We've got a high volume node here coming in right at the anchored VWAP off of this low. Well, I mean, I've already started buying, right? I will just continue to buy. I'd probably make my last purchase here of this retrace. Oh, I'd love to get it just a hair under 50. I'm kind of tracking that anchored VWAP. It's 51.6. I get it in that range. Well, for me, this is an opportunity. All I see is opportunity. Now we all know, okay, right? Everybody's like, why? You know, obviously we've got supply coming into the market. Mount Gox, that selling may continue. We could come down lower. I mean, what were you expecting, right? That we're just going to go lunar here nonstop? Is that so discouraging here? Let's get this off of here. After this, you were not expecting that? Well, it'll be different this time, right? We're not going to correct. It'll be different. We're going to be different this time. I mean, here, this is. I know you look at it and you think, God damn, that's a $20,000 correction. Well, where have you been, right? If you've been in Bitcoin for, well, how long have I been in it? Since 17, right? If you've been in as long as I have, this is like, whoa, okay, wow. So what a great opportunity. Now, again, not to make light of anyone who's suffering here, I propose this would be one of the obvious advantages of trading spot as opposed to leverage here, right? I mean, well, it's just not about me, right? Anyone trading spot here, you know, if you're a long-term believer in Bitcoin and crypto in general, I suppose we could say it that way. What is this not an opportunity? I'm just surprised by all the freak out I see. The count's a little tricky. What we might have here, WX. Is this the ABC coming down? It's not the greatest B. I don't think that's unreasonable. We don't have real clarity here. Something like that to come down here. WX, A, B. Little shallow on the B. Well, not little. I mean, it is shallow. You know, even log scale. You'd expect to see that get closer to 50. We only get to 38. It's not like it's going to invalidate that count. And we could go lower. This could be 1, 2, and we're going to go 3, 4, 5. We're going to come down close to the 50. That would be surprising. But again, if you like it here at 53, you're going to love it down here at 43. If you're a long-term hodler, you're just getting opportunity here as the rest of the market freaks out. Again, advantage of if you're trading with spot and you can park it here for a while, which I think most people would that are accumulating Bitcoin. That's likely their long-term plan, but I don't want to speak for other people. I started buying, across the board. But I'm a long-term believer, right? This doesn't bother me even a little bit, right? All I see is here, well, okay, how long? Where's my next buy? Now, you may not share that, right? And you just, again, I don't want to. I'm not trying to give you financial advice. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you here that this should not be freak out time. I know, again, as you've heard me say 1,000 times, right? It's human nature, right? We just keep going higher. And then when it comes down, we're like, God, maybe I can buy some more. That's not the time to panic. That's time to be dialed in and say, okay, how much can I afford to park here? Am I going to trade spot or am I going to trade leverage? Right? I would propose to keep it in spot so that this doesn't, ruin your weekend or your day or your year. So, again, long-term horizon, turn the binoculars around, right? Look long-term. Hard not to like it. Again, I take you back to this. Let's get the whole thing in there. How is this not what you'd be hoping for? Oh, maybe we'll get it. Maybe we'll get that retrace to the 23.38. Maybe I can buy it down there. And we're just at the 23. You got time. There's not a lot to say there, right? Supply's hitting the market. It's taking the price down. You're either a buyer and you're enthusiastic, like, oh my God, I can't believe I get to buy it down here, or you're in panic mode and you're probably over-levered, over-traded. You didn't employ good risk management and you're having a shitty day. I can't fix all of that for you. I can just tell you here, there's no reason to be extremely bearish here. In my view, for what that's worth, I think we're just right on track, right on schedule. Let's go over to ETH. It's kind of the same thing. I would tell you the same thing. Here's a weekly on ETH. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. ABC, 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 8. All right, it's a little more complex over here. Now we've got the ETFs coming in here. This thing's left over from Wednesday's live stream. Okay, well, I've got a 1, 2. So this one's a little more complex. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Looks like WX. We're coming down, right? Same idea. Coming down for the Y. We just tagged 38 to the tick off of this low. Why the freak out? Oh, it's going to be different this time. Is it? ABC. So I've got a couple of channels here. I've got the 1, 2 channel. And then I've got the internal impulse here, giving you that target here, maybe 26.75, where I've got a big fair value gap on the weekly. Again, you got to be thinking more long term here. Right? If you are, this is a great opportunity. We're going here, but it's going into 2025, looking for that 3 to top out here. Implication being there's another 4 or 5 to come. Half full, half empty. Depends on your perspective. Okay, right. So those two, I think there's not much to say other than, relax here. It's not time to panic yet. Now it may come, but right now we're right on track. I'm gonna do something I don't do very often here. I'm gonna go to some meme coins here. These are the three big ones. This is a SNEK. I got 3 here. I got two dogs and a snake. Weird, right? But they're at interesting locations here. So SNEK is kind of the big meme coin, the leader over on the Cardano ecosystem here. It's getting a lot of buzz. A lot of influencers are all over this. Okay, well, I just come up to look at it technically. Okay, well, is it technical? You tell me. A, B, C into a W, X, A, B. They're all kind of doing the same thing, right? It's unclear. What am I doing? Is this A, B to the 50 coming down for the Y to the golden zone? Would that be shocking? Or would that not be, would that not be pretty much what you'd anticipate? Right? If it's A, B, and we're going to get a C down here, W, X, Y, then Measure where we can. Might as well use the tools, right? You go that low. Anywhere in this pocket down here would be of interest, right? Again, you'd want to take a longer term view here. SNEK, it's going to be harder for those in the U.S. to trade this. I don't think you have any U.S. exchanges. So either you're using a VPN or you're finding another way, or you're outside of the States, you're going to trade that differently. Okay, the other two we can trade here comfortably in the U.S. And they actually have set up better. So here's Doge. Now, Doge is a little tricky, as in we don't get a clear. I don't want to go 1 2 1 2. I'm just looking at it here, going, okay, where does the Elliott kind of kick in? Well, from here, I get a pretty good impulse here into this off of this low. But the algo, right, it doesn't care about my Elliott count. It's going to use the major pivots. So I'm using this before we go up into this range here and just checking. Now, I could go back further, right, because I don't know what the algo is going to do. And the thought being, okay, that's dominant low to dominant high. If we're coming in a little bit lower, okay, well, I already bought some myself. Same with Doge and SHIB. So I bought a little here, right? Like a nice bounce, right? So we don't have to wonder what's going on there, right? We know exactly what's going on there. But that doesn't mean it's done, right? It certainly could come back here, and there'd be another. So we might come back here, retest, and then come back down to get the full golden here. A, B, 1, 2, 3. That looks like that could be a 4. Now it could be done here, given that kickback, but likely you might see another test. What am I on daily here? You might see another, a kick down here. That's pretty abrupt, but a pretty good reaction. Obviously, it was met with buying down here on the Doge. Well, let's see. Did we get this here as well? I think we did. To and through. If I tighten that up. You got to know what it did last. 1, 2, 3. That looks like 4, 5. So you could see the potential here. RSI getting a little hot. It's not terribly clear. Oh, there's the pivot. I mean, the other thought is, if we're going to get a reaction and we're going to come back down here, you could nibble here for the idea that, okay, well, the low is in. We came right to this imbalance here. Are we going to roll over again? Well, we might. I wouldn't hold it beyond, we get down here, 07, 08. Be mindful of that. I don't want to park it in a meme coin forever. But maybe an opportunity there. One to keep an eye on. And finally, let's go over to the Shiba Inu. Same idea here, right in the golden zone. This is off of this low here. So I think of the three, this is the best looking reaction here. That we know what's happening there. That's Al kicking. The Elliott count is a little more suspect here. Is this tricky one? Is it 1, 2, 1, 2? Well, that's such a deep retracement here. I think the Elliott here leaves you a little bit wondering. But the measured move algo, it's pretty clear. And then additionally, we could just say, okay, right, when we come into the demand zone here, what comes out of it? Well, not too hard to spot it. So I bought some Shiba Inu and some Doge today. I'm kind of waiting. I'm going to do it a little bit. I should shut up about the SNEK, because I got to dance around that. But this, now, if you wanted to be less aggressive, you could say, well, okay, when it gets down here into the discount here, well, then I'm going to buy aggressively, and it may be coming down that far. But here, this is last stand for the algo, right, to kick out of here, because that's our double bottom low. There's not a great Elliott count here. I don't really want to truncate here, but I don't want to go 1, 2, 1, 2, but I may be stuck with that. So my buy is really just off of the algo there. Got a pretty nice target up here. So your risk reward here, I mean, how do you make your own decisions here. Do something like that. Just first target. Right, if you're just going to get first target, it's 14.6 to 1. You don't have to put the kids' tuition money in it. But right, for that kind of percentage return, that might be one to keep an eye on. And as I said before, you might pop up here and then get a roll over here and then get a retest. If it holds the low, likely pops. If it breaks it, okay, well then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Perhaps you're coming down closer to the discount here. Right, it's up to the individual, right? Whether you want to take that drawdown and just average your price down like this. I don't know that I would give it that much. 26 to 1. Again, this is gut check time, right? You're either a believer in the cryptocurrency and what its potential is and where it's going over the next 3 to 5 years, or you're not, right? And if you're not, you're panicking. If you are, if you're a believer in the whole complex, then this is just a great opportunity, right? You're just being given a gift. But that doesn't alleviate the pain you're in if you're underwater or if you got liquidated or you're looking at an ugly account balance. I don't want to make light of that. But if you're not, right, if you can withstand this, this is how money gets made, right? The strong take it from the weak, right? That will never change. And that's what's happening right now. Okay, guys, with that, I'm going to keep it short today. That's 16 minutes. All right. Keep the long-term perspective. And if you're a believer, you should be salivating, right? What an opportunity. Okay, guys, have a good weekend. We'll catch you next week.